The Eye of Horus is not just any eye. It is a key to something that has been hidden far from you. You've been lied to about its meaning. And the truth is, it is more powerful than you can ever imagine. Most people believe the Eye of Horus is just an ancient Egyptian symbol, a pretty icon used in jewelry, tattoos, or secret society logos. But what if I told you this symbol was never meant to be passive? In fact, ancient priests, mystics, and even some religious authorities once believed that understanding the eye's secrets could awaken divine perception, which is a heightened spiritual awareness that could literally change your life forever. This very same secrets many modern religions quietly swept under the rug. Why? Because if you knew the full truth, you'd no longer depend on them for answers. In this video, I'll show you not only the hidden meaning of the Eye of Horus and why religious leaders buried it, but also how it can activate your spirit and mind in today's world in a way that is deeply practical and transformative. The Eye of Horus is one of the most powerful symbols of protection and awakening in ancient Egypt. It originates from the ancient myth of Horus, the falcon-headed god of the sky, who battled his uncle Set, a dark force representing chaos, for the throne of Egypt. In that battle, Horus lost his left eye, but it wasn't just an injury, it was symbolic. That eye represented the moon, intuition, perception, and healing. After the gods restored it, it became known as the Wajet, meaning the whole one, a symbol of spiritual restoration, clarity, and rebirth. The Egyptians believed the eye held mathematical, medical, and metaphysical power. It was carved into tombs, worn by pharaohs, and painted on ships to guide the dead through the underworld, to literally help the soul see beyond illusion. And here's the hidden layer. Each part of the eye was assigned a fraction, which are 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, etc. But when they are all added together, they never quite reached a full one. Why? Because to the Egyptians, true perception is never complete in the physical world. Only through spiritual awakening can the full truth be seen. This wasn't superstition. It was a science of the soul, and that's exactly what religious institutions wanted to bury. The Eye of Horus is not decorative, it is anatomical. Literally, the 6 parts of the eye correspond to the 6 regions of the human brain responsible for perception, which are thought, hearing, sight, smell, taste, and touch. The Egyptians called this system the Heket, a mathematical system and spiritual map at once. But here's where it gets wild. These 6 parts weren't just about the physical world. They represented 6 stages of awakening. Each sense wasn't just for survival, it was for ascension. To the ancient Egyptians, you did not just see with your eyes, you saw truth. You did not just hear with your ears, you heard divine alignment. Smell was not just about fragrance, but it was also about presence. Here is the uncomfortable truth. The Eye of Horus teaches you that God is within, not above you, not outside of you, but within you. This message directly threatens organized religion's oldest power play, which preaches external dependence. If you believe that divinity is only accessible through a temple, a priest, a book, then you will remain obedient, controllable. Remember, the Bible said, "Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, the dwelling place of God, and should be treated with respect and reverence." If you awaken to the truth that the eye represents your inner divine perception, your personal connection to the all-seeing force of the universe, then you will become free. Religious leaders, especially in the post-pagan era, had a choice. Embrace this radical inner power, or suppress it to keep followers loyal. So the Eye of Horus was labeled pagan, occult, heretical. But here is the irony. Jesus taught, the kingdom of heaven is within you. The Buddha said, be a lamp unto yourself. Krishna told Arjuna that God lives in all beings. They all echoed what Horus symbolized. You are divine by design. How can you apply this? Start reclaiming your spiritual sovereignty by practicing inner stillness, journaling your insights, meditating not to silence the mind, but to see from within. Because if you don't, someone else will define your vision for you. Here is the lesser-known layer of the eye. It was not just about seeing, it was also about healing. The myth of Horus and Set was not just a battle of gods. It was a metaphor for the inner war between awareness and ego, wholeness and brokenness. When Horus lost his eye in battle, it was later restored, not just physically, but spiritually. That's why it's called the Wajet, which means whole or healthy. The eye teaches that your greatest wounds, your losses, betrayals, traumas, are not signs of defeat. They are initiations. When you suffer, you lose parts of yourself, but you can be restored, and not just patched up, made whole again with sacred insight. This means that the eye is your reminder that the ego must die a little for the soul to truly see. How do you do this today? Next time life breaks you, pause. Ask yourself, what truth is this trying to show me? What part of my identity needs to evolve? Instead of resisting the pain, you observe it with sacred sight. Because pain seen through the eye of Horus becomes purpose. Neuroscientists today are catching up to what mystics knew 4,000 years ago. Focused awareness and intuitive vision can reshape your neural pathways. The Eye of Horus isn't just ancient myth. It is a guide for modern transformation. Remember the 6 senses we mentioned? Each sense aligns with a practice you can use to activate your intuitive vision and reshape your neural pathways. It starts with touch, the physical, the now. You do not need an oracle. You just need to take your shoes off. Walk barefooted on the grass. Run your fingers across tree bark. Place your hand on your heart when the world feels too much. Why? Because the body remembers what the mind forgets. Grounding pulls you back from the chaos. It tells your nervous system, you're safe now. Have you ever eaten and actually tasted? I mean really tasted? One piece of dark chocolate. One slice of fruit kissed by the sun. Mindful eating turns the mundane into the sacred. It slows time. It gives thanks. And it reminds you that what enters your body becomes you. Eat slowly. Eat consciously. Eat with love. And you will transform survival into ceremony. Then there's smell. The scent of sage, the sharpness of peppermint, the calm of lavender just before sleep. Pair breath with scent. Inhale peace and exhale what you have carried all day. You are not just breathing air. You are breathing life force. Presence. Spirit. This is not just any superstition. This is biology wrapped in ancient wisdom. With every breath, you come back to yourself. And in doing that, you come back to the source. Now listen, not to me or anybody else, but to yourself. What do you tell yourself every morning? What soundtrack plays in your mind? Change the script. Repeat, I am whole. I am guided. I am light in motion. Mantras are more than words. They are code. They are keys. And when spoken with intention, they rewire the mind and rewrite the story. Sight. This one is tricky, because we have been trained to look outward. Scroll, compare, repeat. But real sight, true vision, it turns inward. Try this. Visualize a beam of light moving from your chest upward. Picture yourself healed, centered, radiant. See your future self, already living the truth you are only now discovering. This is more than imagination. This is soul technology. And the Eye of Horus? It was ancient Egypt's way of saying, vision is power. And finally, thought. You've heard of meditation. You've probably even tried it once or twice. But here is the secret. It is not about silencing the mind. It's about watching it, without judgment. Your thoughts are clouds, and you are the sky. Practice stillness. Notice the stories you tell yourself. Reframe the ones that hurt. And slowly, thought by thought, you become your own liberator. So now you know, each part of the eye isn't just art. It is activation, a spiritual blueprint hidden in plain sight. A reminder that your body, your senses, your awareness are sacred. And here's the part the religious leaders won't say. You don't need permission. You don't need a middleman. You don't need to climb a mountain or chant in a cave. The eye was never just about Horus. It was about you, seeing clearly again, feeling deeply again, remembering your power again. So the next time you're overwhelmed, taste your food, touch the earth, smell something beautiful, speak something kind, see something inspiring, and choose one thought that brings you peace. You don't need to fix your whole life in a day. You just need to open your eyes. Not these normal ones. These ones. The ones the ancients protected. The ones they feared we'd forget. The eye inside you. When practiced in rhythm, they activate what the Egyptians called the eye behind the eye, or what we now call the pineal gland. This is not just mystical. It's measurable. Studies show that people who engage these senses mindfully improve emotional regulation, memory, and decision-making. How can this change your life? By slowly transforming anxiety into clarity, fear into insight, blind reaction into wise perception. But all of this becomes noise if you don't make it personal. If this awakens something in you, share this with someone who is also ready to see deeper. Because together, we are remembering what was once forgotten.